Hello, this is Dr. K, and today I want to talk to you about the core underlying issues, why people struggle and struggle and struggle, whether you're in an allopathic office with your physician or you're in a more holistically minded office. There's a concept that I love to introduce, which is called Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire. What is the Ring of Fire? We're looking at your body, and we're talking about this from a physiological standpoint. We're looking at your blood sugar. We're looking at your thyroid function. We're looking at your adrenal function. We're looking at your gastrointestinal system. We're talking about your emotional or consciousness system. We're talking about trauma or past things that have wronged you. We're looking at anything going on with your ability to detoxify, like toxins. We're looking at infections. We're talking about metals. We're talking about chemicals. We're talking about just overwhelm. So this is a big circle, right? If I had a nice diagram, it would be a nice big circle. We want to look at this wheel, this Johnny Cash's, the Ring of Fire, and we look at what are the biggest fires. We want to address those first, right? But just like if you have a fire that goes into a forest, if there's anything that's left smoldering, it's going to continue to heat and burn. As soon as you walk away, boom, the situation happens again. And that is why so many of you are struggling. That's what happened with me. I had an underlying issue with severe toxicity, and I had a serious issue with underlying blood sugar and adrenal dysregulation. And if that blood sugar system is not balanced, right, your blood sugar when you wake up should be here, you should eat your breakfast and it should go up, and then it should slowly come, like this, and they eat lunch, and it's kind of like this all day long. When it is going boom, 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 like this all day long, that causes your body to produce, more insulin to react to the sugar response. It causes the body to produce more cortisol spikes. Cortisol produced by the adrenal system causes, one, to feel anxious, and then you feel the lows, and this creates a lot of anxiety. This creates a lot of depression. This creates a lot of exhaustion after a period of time. This creates all of the health issues. So you may need insulin at some point if you're diabetic. You may need medications. But what I'm saying is, what I'm looking at is foundational issues, and the Ring of Fire is the foundational stuff. None of this is really going to work. You're not going to not have brain fog if you've still got underlying infection or underlying toxicity and your body can't release. Your body, I love to call it the river of life, right? Your body's flowing just like a river. And if you look at that river, every day you walk past the river and you say, that's a beautiful river, just like it's always been. Well, every single day it's a completely different river from moment to moment to moment. It's still in the same place, but the water that goes through it is a very different water. What happens with a deer up the road or someone pouring something in the water or a storm affects the flow. And the thing is, the river's job is just to release and to release and to release. And if it doesn't release, it gets blocked. And that's what happens is there's so much toxicity as one of the things in the Ring of Fire. It causes the riverbanks to overflow. And when the riverbanks overflow, that's where the symptoms come in. That's where, oh man, I just don't feel good. And then over a period of time, you become apathetic, you become depressed, you become exhausted, and you just really don't feel good. And it really, the real shame in this, guys, is it blocks the work you are here to do on this planet. I'll just share quickly a little bit about my testimonial. When I was 19, I was very sick. I had fibromyalgia. I had chronic fatigue. I had severe anxiety disorder. I mean, it was so bad, I would call 911 after a period of hours thinking I'm dying. Or I would go to the hospital. They would tell me I was fine. They would tell me I needed antidepressants. And they would give me so many drugs that I actually couldn't tie my shoes. Okay, this is a 19-year-old. By the time I was 19, I was suicidal. I didn't want to live anymore. This is a shame. I've gone on to see over 50,000 patient visits and hopefully inspire and empower them to take their power back. But it was out of the pain, it was out of the breakdown, it was out of the apathy and depression that your magic, your power, your vision, your music, your art, your science, your value will come for you in this world. So if you're feeling this way, it is now time for you to reclaim your power. Like the phoenix rising from the ashes. This is a broken system. It's broken. It's a $3.8 trillion system, and it's totally broken, and all the aspects within medicine, they're not doing the ring of fire. They're not talking about this. You go to a gastrointestinal doctor, you go to an endocrine doctor, you go to a structural doctor, you go to a muscle doctor, you go to a rehab doctor, this is crazy. It's broken, and that's why it's not working. None of your practitioners are talking. So what I do with the one-on-one work I do, what I do with the in-person stuff that I do, the immersives, the group work that I do through the Dr. K Academy, is I bring all these components together. And also, we connect you with a powerful community that is just like you, that really the body is a symptom of the broken system, of all the media giants poisoning you with their narrative that's unenrolling for something more positive, with all of the technology industries overwhelming you with information and telling your job isn't going to be here anymore, with all of the information that's coming in from the media about the separation of the world and all of the food, like what we've genetically modified all the food. We're putting like bioengineered food into things. We've sprayed chemicals on everything, and you have to take the power back. And it's about you getting equipped and getting the knowledge to know how to do this, and go out and give it to your children. Go out and share it with your families. Give it to the people you love so we can change this world. And it begins with you. It began with me. That's where it began. And it was a dark beginning, and it was a tough beginning. But that's what makes the beautiful music that makes you independently and powerfully you. This is the moment where you get to say, that's it. I decide, I choose, I cut off from the old way of being. This is the hero's story. That's what's being called forth from you. And I believe all of humanity, in our bodies and our minds and our spirit and the vision that we're bringing in on this planet. This is a powerful moment, and I want you to recognize the power of this moment. Our ancestry did not come all this way for you to Netflix and chill and sit on your couch and drink a box of wine and be depressed and work at a job that doesn't serve you or the future of what our humanity holds. It is now time to enroll yourself, to empower yourself, and to fight for a more beautiful world that our hearts know is emerging right now on this planet.